Good evening. It's good to see everybody tonight. Hope that you had a good day today. I've had a great day today. I got a haircut here at the house. I made Samantha do it. She did a great job. So now I'm never going to the barber shop again. I'm letting her do it, and I'm going to save $20 a month. So I'm excited about that. But I've got the devotion I want to do with you tonight on, as you saw in the title, might have seen the title, it's a great time to give. I want to talk about giving, and the Lord said it is better to give than to receive, and that's a statement that Christ made in the Gospels. It was reiterated in the book of Acts, and really, when you think about it, it is counterintuitive to the world. The world says, get what you can and take what you need, and biblical Christianity says give, which is kind of the opposite of the world, and particularly right now. It's really, people are oh, we don't know what the future is going to happen. I'm going to need to hang on to what I have, and yeah, you got to be smart, but you can't stop giving because it is better to give than to receive. If you get a stimulus check, make sure you give something out of that. I know that we will be, and I know that I personally giving is better than receiving. We're very blessed. Me and my family are blessed to be able to give about 25% of our income away, and we don't use that on ourselves. We use it for the Lord's work. We give to our church and any other needs that pop up along the way, and we're very excited about that. But how exactly is it a blessing? There's a passage over in Proverbs 11 in verse number 24 that is very important, that as Bible believers we need to understand this, and I believe that this applies to everybody, not just people that are Christians. But the Bible says this: there is that scattereth and yet increaseth, and there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. Well, that's really interesting. It said, well, when you give, when you scattereth, all right, when you give, that the Bible says here in verse 24, I'll look at it again, that it, and yet increaseth. That's so strange, because it doesn't seem like that would happen. When you're giving away, when you're scattering your possessions, you increase. Now, increasing can be in many numbers of ways. It may not just be financial. It can be peace of mind. It can be good health. It can be all sorts of different ways in which you increase, all right? And so, but then we see the opposite here, that if you withholdeth more than is meet, more than is necessary, if you're stingy, if you're just hanging on your money for whatever, then it tendeth to poverty. And so basically, people that are always wanting, usually don't have. And they're not doing as well. And so we want to give. Now, the question becomes, well, what do we give to? Well, in the day that we're living in right now, the time that you're living in, I can give you 3 areas that I think would be appropriate for you to give. Now, the first of those would be somebody in need. All right, somebody in need. Now, this could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a co-worker, it could be somebody that got laid off from where you work at. So it could be an individual that has a need, and I have people that have donated things to the church that I try to give to people that I think are in need, and you don't exactly know everybody's situation, but the first way you can give is give to somebody who has a need. Secondly, you can help an organization. I think right now, and I'll say this, that if you're a member of a church, you ought to be tithing to your church. Your church is dependent upon you now more than ever, and you ought to be doing right by them. But then you could thirdly help a group of people. Help a group of people. And this is what I want you to consider. I'm going to say this for a few moments. We have a ministry called Faith RX. It's a fitness ministry. And the coach, lead coach, Colette, who I work with in that ministry, approached me recently about trying to do something nice for some of our maybe first responders or so on and so forth. And what we hashed out was this. We thought it'd be really good if we could get good quality snacks that are healthy to our hospital workers, our doctors and nurses. So over at Lawrence General, LGH, I know somebody there who's involved with the COVID response team, and basically they're busy. They're going nonstop. They don't have time to sit down and eat meals. They're eating junk on the run. And so what me and Colette hashed out was she got a deal with a company called Fuel for Fire, and they make these individually wrapped protein shakes in a bag or something like that. They're pretty yummy. They're out of Natick. Anyhow, normally you buy a case which is 12 for $36. They're a little expensive, and this company's going to sell them to us for 24, and give us free shipping. And so we've already got a GoFundMe page up under Colette, and I'm encouraging people. You know what? That's something great to give to, just to help our hospital workers that are working long hours, that are on the go. And I already got my contact over at Lawrence General telling them that we're going to be doing this, and everybody's so excited about it. They're like, oh, that's great, that's wonderful, like actually some good food and something that we can eat quickly. And there's a bunch of criteria that has to be, you can't just make a thing of brownies and bring it over there. So there's a bunch of criteria that it has to be, and this company meets that criteria. And so it's an opportunity to give. Give to a group, and an opportunity to do something of value and good. And look, in the day we're living, people want to help, but it's really tough. I believe that we have a lot of people in our communities that want to help, but when you are stuck in your home and you can't go anywhere, it's kind of a weird thing because we don't know what to do with ourselves. Normally, it's like, I'll go help. Well, you can't go. I mean, you can't go in the hospital and help. You can't visit people there. I can't even get in for a clergy visit, all right? So you can't go help. What can you do? Well, this is something tangible that you can do. You can give. And look, a little money will go a long way. If we're talking $24 for a case that's 12, that's great. That'll take care of a lot of people, just one case. And so it's a really, I think, just a nice thing to do. You're not going to break the bank. We're not asking for thousands of dollars. We're saying, hey, you got $20, $10, $50, whatever you got. It's a nice thing to do. Look, I know you're worried about your finances. Everybody's worried about their finances. They don't know what tomorrow holds. If you still have your job, you don't know if you're going to have it tomorrow, some of us. Others have gotten laid off, and that extra bonus money in your all the people that are still having works, they're complaining about the unemployed people getting more money. They're not getting it right now. Jen's unemployed, and I can tell you right now, her unemployment doesn't have it in there. So, I'm sure it'll come, but whatever. Point is that I understand that you might be worried about how you're going to pay bills. Don't forget to give. All right? Giving is so fundamentally important. Give to people in need. Give to your church. Give to groups that give to good causes. I think that, and I'm not saying you're going to give to this one. I'm just saying maybe something in your local community. If you don't have anything, then you can jump on board with this. When this is over, I'll post the link for what we're doing as a means to be a blessing to those hospital workers and doctors but it's an opportunity to do something of value. And I want you to keep an eye out for where you can do these things. It's important. Why? I come back to the verse of Proverbs, again, 11, in verse 24. There is that scattereth and yet increaseth. And there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. Sometimes some people are so caught up with doing stuff, fixing up the house and and buying this for the kids and doing this for that, and those are all good things, no problems with any of them. But you got to be willing and able, and it's the right, it's the good, it's the godly thing to do, to give to those that are in need, or give to those who are putting their neck on the line and help them to do their job more efficiently. Because when people eat healthy, they do they do better, all right? And God forbid, you go into the hospital. I'm sure you want your doctor being healthy and getting the proper nutrition that he needs. And so, I give because I believe the Bible, and it's a blessing. And God blesses me for the generosity that we've shown. And I'm sure there's more that give more, and it's not about the amount. It's about you just being obedient to what God's plan for your life is. And I can tell you right now, being a giving person is a good attribute. And man, we need some good in our society. And right now there's a lot of negativity of people dying and different things. And so it'd be nice if we could start circulating some good stories. Not that we're going to ignore the bad. We know they're there, but we'd like to share some good stories. And so, listen, if there's somebody in need, help them out, all right? If you go to a church, give to your church, man. They're struggling right now. And other nonprofit organizations that do some good things, too. If you have an association with them, that's fine, too. And then there's this particular opportunity here in Massachusetts over anybody here who has the coronavirus will go over to Lawrence General. And so that's the hospital that we've targeted to be a blessing to as best we can in a very simple way, just trying to help the staff over there. So if that's something you'd like to be involved in, right as soon as I finish this, I'll get the link up on there, and you can be involved in that. Listen, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. And I did forget to tell you the story of my shirt. I got this last year when me and my wife went to England, specifically Wales, to visit one of our missionaries, Brother B.J. Stagner. And he likes to work out, and he's a big guy, and this shirt didn't fit on him, so he gave it to me. And I know if Ronnie's watching this right now, so what Ronnie does is he takes my Facebook Live, this is a vertical as you're watching it. Well, he puts it up on his big screen, so it distorts me, and I look jacked, like out of my mind. It's awesome. I wish I looked like that in real life, but that such is not the case. But anyhow, this is my Ion shirt from Wales, and so nice, comfortable workout shirt. But anyhow, I enjoyed the devotion tonight. I'll be back tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock. Hope the thought was an encouragement to you. Lord bless you, and have a great evening. Bye now.